Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Borderlands 2. Let's keep playing. So we're in this bandit technical. We've now unlocked the bandit technical vehicle. This vehicle can carry all 4 players and co-op players, and the gunner seat can use the turret's alternate firing mode by pressing left trigger.
Now that looks like the car of a psycho murderer. I'm digging it. Get back to the Bloodshot Dam and try honking your way in again.
So that's what they want me to do, but I have a side quest of shooting these guys, and since I'm the only person in the vehicle right now, I can just use my standard setup. So I'm supposed to destroy cars and get the hood ornaments off of them. Collect them.
Now grab the ornament. My mom Moxie always told me if I slim down, men would pay me more mind. Shows what she knows. I got these boys bending over backwards just to get my attention, and I didn't have to do nothing.
Yep. Left stick apparently lets me target. I think it's probably easier just to go spawn another vehicle than it is to try and stick with that one. I guess Zero is some kind of robot assassin or something. He has only 3 hands, which maybe that implies that he's an alien? Like 3 fingers? A thumb? Let's quickly look at her. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and a thumb, yeah. Humans in Borderlands have 4 fingers. But Zero doesn't.
On Pandora. Let me toss some numbers at you. 5, 23, 806.
I wanted this vehicle anyways. It has more of a vertical setup. And it has explosive barrels. It's throwing. So we're doing not so delicate of a balance where we just want to I just want to get the hood ornaments, 5 remaining, and use them and finish that quest, turn it in, and then we'll go back to the main quest. Seems like a vehicle got kind of stuck over there, so I'm gonna go over in this area and find another car a vehicle that would appear. I can hear one. There we go. It seems like this is an infinite grinder. It won't work too well with the way you get less and less experience, but
This all kind of reminds me why I came out here in the first place. Lived in Sanctuary for a while, but Moxie kept hassling me about working for her, putting on makeup, losing weight. I just got sick of her nagging and came out here to make it on my own. That and I was worried Scooter might have a crush on me. What? Please. Just kind of.
just a tiny bit. So, yeah, Mad Moxie seemed to want Ellie to work in her bar as, I guess, dancing around it probably as some form of attraction, prostitution type thing, and she didn't want to do that. Although I don't know if we can inherently design
like an eagle soaring through the midnight sky.
assume
Only
that was the
eagle's on
case.
300 pounds with a kick-ass wreck.
I like how Moxie and Ellie are kind of this sex-positive feminism. I don't want to get too much into that when covering the game, but like, there certainly are instances where people and women have been denigrated because of their appearance, and also denigrated for their own personal choices and their own personal attitude towards being seductive, I suppose might be the case, or being sexually aggressive. What was it that just refilled my whole health? Apparently my team skill also applies to cars, because my car was about to explode. Like, I could certainly see, and there probably were some kissing cousins, incest, like backwoods jokes that were written, and Borderlands chose not to go through with them, and probably rightfully so.
You got enough ornaments. Come back and help me put them up.
So, inherently, the joke is funny if Scooter says he has a crush on Ellie. It stops being funny if Ellie also has a crush on her. And let's see, we've got this area, which is kind of funny how this is, because it's right in the corner, and I thought there was a racetrack actually over here. So if the racetrack is not here, it must be somewhere around here, or maybe I'm thinking of a completely different game, or the first game. And then there's all kinds of things here. This takes you to a different area, which I think might be sort of the next area we're going to. And I can just take the whole. Raging Goon Goliath. He has a loot box on his back, like the characters in the Halloween DLC of the first game. Put those in the wrong direction.
Oi, rednecks! I hear you're spreading lies about the Zafford Hodunk War again, scaring your little kids with stories about grandma eating boogeymen and the like. Well, let me give you the only bit of education your back-birth teeth suckers will ever hear. Your family started the feud. Your great-grandpap Lyle Hodunk stole 2 Zafford children and drowned them in the creek bed, just for fun. We'll honor the truce as long as you hillbills do, but never forget, the Hodunks first did the first shot in this war, and never doubt that the Zaffords will fire the last.
So we already heard the actual history, according to Mad Moxie, which was that neither one of them know the true history of where this war started. And it was just like over a bar tab. And so that was one area cleared out, so I bet I have to go to the other area to get the third bit of history. So we've seen this, and if we were all around in this area, I don't think that's where we're supposed to go, so I think I need to go this way. I have also that quest to do, but I'm really more doing a challenge than I am doing a quest. And Borderlands 3 does feel very weird in the way that's working, because it definitely feels like I should be doing more stories. Hey, here's an idea. We have I think this is supposed to be an Easter egg to something. Let's start gambling. We've got a ton to gamble with. It's a little weird that there's just one of these in the entire game besides in Sanctuary. Maybe there was some reason for that? Maybe not. This is costing me 187 per gamble, and I'm not sure this pays out as well as the ones in Sanctuary. I could be wasting a lot of money, or maybe not. And we've got, it sounds like a spider ant, or something else. So this is gonna take a while, and I kind of wish, like, it's a pretty specific desire, but I kind of wish you could just go into gambling mode and then go into the menu and let the gambling keep on happening. So you would just hit X and then it says press B to quit spinning, and then you'd have to press B and run away, or just maybe you could still run when you get this 3 psychos. It's kind of interesting too that there's been recent news that YouTube is not allowing gambling YouTube channels, so doing something like this shouldn't really affect my channel, but that would be crazy if it did. But I inherently know if my channel ever does get taken off YouTube, it is going to be for some crazy insanity like that. Certainly won't be a legitimate reason in my mind. Look at that. That puts us in such a high position that unless there are some way more upgrades for the backpack past purple level and gold level, I think we're gonna see major increases in the amount of bullets I can hold, which will be great. Loot to purchase 200 green things.
Mine.
There's a purple. So a purple gun there is actually something that I need to look at, because a purple gun at my current level, compared to the level 8 purple equipment I have. This is nice because I probably wasn't coming back to Sanctuary for a while, honestly. Of course, I could also see this being pretty boring for people to just watch. There's not a lot to say here. One thing to say is there's only a couple days before the E3 happens, and there is indication that this is a shotgun at level 12. There's indications that the next game, first-person shooter actually made from Gearbox, is going to be announced. It's not a Borderlands game, it's some kind of 1 versus 1 game. I don't know if it really is just anything more than a re-release or re-attempt at doing something like Battleborn. In a weird way, this probably is going to be the second attempt for them to release something based on a technology that they've been working on for Battleborn. Not Battleborn, but for Borderlands. And I could certainly see them trying to do that yet again. There's definitely that was what Battleborn was in the first place, was the idea of them testing out and trying out some technologies. So, is a sniper rifle that does 115 worth keeping? No.
High quality, low prices, and no questions asked.
And I think I already have everything.
Farewell, friend. Good luck.
And it will sell this, and sell this, this,
I'm coming for you.
and that.
Try not to die.
And
Let
that,
me
we
know
sell
if
that one
anything
too.
catches your eye.
And that put me back up to 1500. Getting more skins. It feels like more and more. Well, no, I just got a $200 gun, 192 gun. It's costing me 187, so I'm always profiting at least for the times that I get a weapon.
Never should come here.
Loot 250 white.
Move time.
I see you.
White rarity guns. I imagine when I sell everything I have this time, though, I'll probably only get a couple $100 back. So I don't think it's a system that's gonna forever go forward. Just gonna mark all those and unlock that. Yeah, 3 items. Come over here, sell them. That gives me 30 more spins, so it stopped making sense to waste time on this. Of course, as I'm doing this, I'm getting challenges done, getting skins. This kind of is the only way that you can get skins, too. So this time, I really only have enough to spend 2 more times. Alright, let's move on. There was just a guy somewhere around here. I feel like I'd be letting this guy down if I didn't try to find him. I didn't know he was in a vehicle. There we go. Let's see. And zoom out on the map. I can go back this way, but I might as well go this way first. And this is Three Horns Valley. Yeah, let's just save ourselves some time and not go somewhere and do something.
All around the garage. This place is gonna look badass once they're up.
Like, yeah. I'm gonna hop out of the vehicle, run this way, finish the quest, and then teleport back into the vehicle. Yeah, I am kind of left with this feeling that here's these hood ornaments, which somebody spent some time animating this. They're all the same.
People are gonna see that when they come in and be like, yeah, that's looking sweet as hell. That one's my favorite.
Like,
Hot.
so 2 more of the different line of dialogue each time.
If you got the money, I'll save your gall darn life.
Oh, and I don't have money to buy things anymore.
Next time you're bleeding to death, just think, Doc.
That one's looking good.
Turn in this quest. Yeah, I think I am gonna have to just run around the entire game looking for other quests and side missions. And I think I'll find quite a lot of them later on.
Explosions, theft, and interior design. Hell of a day.
So, we're getting this level 2 artifact. Boost capacity, boost recharge rate, and boost recharge delay. Which would be great, except for the fact that this relic is nowhere as useful as this relic of increased chance of getting rare loots. Like, throughout an entire gameplay, always, you are better off doing this, having that artifact. I don't think I'll probably ever replace that artifact unless I get one that does something even better, but does the same thing. So now we're back to Three Horn Valley, which, let's remember that we didn't do too much in this area either. There's just kind of this empty section, there's this fridge, and then we're gonna go to the Bloodshot Stronghold, which is probably more of an indoor area. So we're supposed to get past the gate with honking this time, and it will
looks
work.
like one of ours. Let him in while I try to get Hyperion back on the horn.
So the light changes and it lets us in. And apparently it only lets us in that much. I kinda need to go to Sanctuary.
Kill him!
Yeah, I kinda need to go back to Sanctuary for stronger guns. We certainly didn't get stronger guns. It would be nice if at some point in this game I wasn't playing with golden key guns, but I seriously doubt that's not going to be in the stars with having 65 golden keys left. I think they will always be the top of the line. Remember, I almost was able to just glitch my way into this area, and I imagine some speedrunner could have just glitched in this area a lot quicker than what it took me to do. About 2 hours of extra gameplay in the dust area. Although, one of the things about speedruns is that it's possible that you don't need to do any of those things. This really isn't a game designed for speedruns. No, it's the exact opposite of that. It's designed to waste your time and hopefully give you a fun experience in the process.
We got an intruder! Get him, Benma!
We haven't had a named boss in a while. Bad Ma. And his merry midgets. And I believe
They've got a badass.
I believe the idea here is you want to actually not shoot the midgets. Oops. Forget that. Let's just use our rocket launcher. Normally you wouldn't do that. 4 midgets. So that bazooka rocket launcher is probably too much to have on my weapons setup, considering I only have 3 weapons right now that I can switch between. I'd imagine once I have that 4th slot unlocked, that would be a very nice 4th and final weapon to use, where I could just always press down on the D-pad and bring out a rocket launcher. Which, while I haven't equipped, I will, I guess, try to use it a little bit more. We're going to insert the key, and that's going to open the gate. Let's try this gun. I'm a little concerned I might fall to my death, but no. We found the Cult of the Vault symbol again. I guess we could make that part of our quest later on, if it'll probably make it pretty obvious. Oh, don't get started. Make it part of our quests to run around and try and get all the Cult of the Vault. Items. Made it to the outside, made it to the inside. I think I've probably been everywhere around here. Let's go save Roland. It's been several hours. This definitely feels like it should be an indoor mission after we spent at least an hour in the dust area. We haven't seen any arena things.
You're in? Great. Roland should be around here somewhere. I'm sure you can handle yourself, but if anything happens to Roland, make sure nothing happens to Roland.
So, less than a full pack in both of those as far as bullets. That's interesting. Because that's not something I would typically think the game would do. There's a class mod. Bullet regeneration. Fire rate, melee damage. Grenade mods. There goes, that's a bunch of things to sell. Every now and then you get little sound effects, like there's something to interact with, like there. What is causing that sound effect? It's like there's something under the ground. And that's not causing the sound effect. Interesting. The thing that makes the sound effect is when these pop up, so...
Let's just get this out of the way. Yes, most of my merchandise was ripped from the hands of dead adventurers. Remember, we're always open. A pleasure as always. May it help you kill many things.
There we
Good
go.
luck. You'll be shaking off bullets like dandruff. Stay alive out there.
Still trying to get all the limited time offer things done. The fact that I had a considerably large amount of money made it really easy. I thought that might have been a QR code, Easter egg. Made it easier for me to get these badass points and quests done. Let's see. Elemental effect chance or damage? I think we'll start doing damage on elemental effects if we have nothing better else to do. Game accuracy, certainly maximum health still. And now the stats. At a certain point these stats are just going to roll off the bottom of the screen, it feels like. Unless maybe they've measured it so that it takes the entire length of the screen and that's it. So we're in a dull building, which there's definitely probably 3 or 4 buildings styles that buildings that would have been run by different corporations that were on Pandora. I'm not sure if you really need to introduce any more than maybe 1, maybe 2 new corporations in Borderlands 2. And they would have to have something very specific about their gun style that the other guns aren't doing. Because Jacob's guns are known for being like you pull the trigger and they don't, and it just fires, so you have to hit it to do this the whole time, with pulling the trigger each time it fires. Where I think dull guns might be known for being fast repeaters, and Malawan guns have a tendency to be, I think, elementals.
Much for rolling? $1,000,000! Hello? This thing on?
You handling the bloodshots all right? They've been trying to take Roland out ever since he kicked their asses out of Sanctuary. I should have seen it coming.
Interesting. So I guess I'm coming back to that at some point for some story mission reason. I don't know if I particularly like walking through all of these hanging things because it's kind of just glitchy. You just go through it and then you're through. It's not really doing what we saw at the very beginning of the game. They've stopped that from happening, where the curtains were tearing. Like, yeah, there's no tearing happening now. These are not using that NVIDIA cloth texture technology. These are just old school, the old-fashioned way you would program a cloth. So people with AMD graphics cards, I mean, which not AMD, but I guess ATI at the time. AMD, I think, eventually bought ATI. Maybe not. And we've never had to save a claptrap, and we've never seen an arena. It seems like they simplified the game by eliminating some elements that...
Dear Roland, I can't help but notice the bloodshots. You are fighting pack some serious firepower. If you are going to have a chance against them, you will need to up your arsenal. You could always arm your men with some high-quality munitions from my store. If you buy from me, those bloodshots will be dead in no time.
So this is like a pre-recorded message that he probably sends out to everybody.
Oh, God, I'm on fire!
It's really important to the success of the Borderlands series that they are cartoony people, and that's why in some of the demos I've seen for Borderlands 3 where they look less cartoony, the game is just not going to play well. Setting somebody on fire is controversial. It becomes less controversial when it's a cartoon psychopath. I suppose it is worth mentioning too that Borderlands 1 and 2 are not on Unreal Engine, so that I think is probably a factor on why it's taken them so long to develop Borderlands 3, is that they are moving from what I assume is more of an internal engine to a more open Unreal Engine. I'd have to look to see if the Unreal Engine is maintained and owned by Epic, creators of the ever popular right now Fortnite game, because if that is the case, then that could also certainly explain why it's taking them so long to develop. There have been several cases of companies that worked with Epic and then Epic really didn't give them the level of support that they wanted, and their games suffered because of it. The most famous one was Too Human, a series that eventually became illegal to sell, and all copies had to be destroyed because Epic sued the creators of Too Human for not paying royalties, and they sued back and said, well, you were working on your own game instead of helping us and giving us the support that you had promised. They lost. Epic won that lawsuit. Of course, then Epic also released Fortnite after helping the developers of PUBG create PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battleground. And so you have this weird situation on even the best interpretation of a company that you work with. It's pretty extensively making a direct competitor to your product very quickly after you had released. I should probably have thrown a grenade. Like, I need to hit the guy, and I don't think I'm actually hitting him. I guess I kind of need to look that up. Like, normally I don't look up facts, but I don't want to also talk out of turn here. So I'm gonna just take a moment to reload and type in Unreal Engine and search Google, and then go to Wikipedia It is developed by Epic Games. So, yes, I am right about that. Hey, that could be the issue. It may very well come down to something like Gearbox saying we could not program in the Unreal Engine and had to maybe move back to our previous engine, or we suffered massive delays for Borderlands 3 because of moving to the Unreal Engine, and that could be the case. It couldn't also not be the case. As a game player, I love the Unreal Engine, and I see a lot of games very successful as far as using it. But I have also, like, there are those two major instances to consider.
Throwing grenade.
Throw a grenade. Grenade him.
Bury you with the rest. At least I won't have to deal with you people anymore.
Of course, that's all speculation. Borderlands 3 could certainly be struggling to get released for many, many reasons. It is effectively, at this point, the new Duke Nukem Forever. A game that feels, at least in the minds of the developer, that it needs to be super awesome. And honestly, I think for the third game in any series, you just should rush it out, and never go for a trilogy. Rush out that third game and say, and go. Game number 4 is already in development before game number 3 even comes out, and just be like, we're gonna just keep moving forward, because so many movies, so many games try to go for a trilogy and then fail miserably.
I'm shooting at the right people, yeah?
Yeah, people get hung up on the third game when it should just be a slightly better version as the second game. What is the...
Okay, Hyperion. $100,000 for rolling. Final offer. Echo me back and let's negotiate already.
Hyperion wants Roland bad. Even if they don't buy him from the Bloodshots, they'll be coming for him. You better hurry.
This is nice. It's kind of a repeat of the fire signals in a level we did quite a while ago. Kind of creepy ice melting sound. Mass Effect, that's the name of the game series that really messed up its trilogy. Probably because it was trying to do something epic at the end of the trilogy, and then that disappointed a lot of people, and then they kind of rushed in a different way to bring out Mass Effect Andromeda, the start of a new trilogy that will never be finished.
Come on, little one! Time to die!
Offering much of a challenge. So an explosive gas tank. Shooting at people stopped becoming the issue, and it's much more about just getting them in a way that I can see them. Like, if I can get them at my targets, I can shoot them, but a lot of times they're not in the direct line of sight. repeaters
Never should have come
too weak
here.
now. Well, I'm liking my SMG, so I probably should have been using it for a while.
Plastic.
It's kind of weird that I can just generally know and tell where a grenade will explode, because my ability changes the radius sometimes of where a grenade will explode and the amount of damage it will do. So apparently you assume that none of the enemy people have that ability. Toilet's not getting overplayed too much.
Look at the face, Johnny. Just look at him. Don't worry, Johnny. I'm fine.
Let's come over
I'll
here.
make your toad out of you.
Let's see. Nope, those aren't dropping money anymore.
I want everything you got. Give me your damn loot.
Still taking a little too many bullets to kill people.
Son of a hell.
And see, that just feels a little odd that he's slowly walking towards me and I'm just able to take aim and shoot. That one is dropping money. So the big ones drop money, but the small ones don't. Okay. I've learned that. Well, that time the small one dropped something too. And not only did it drop something, it dropped a major thing. Another one of these. One of these locked elements. Fan sounds. There's no secrets really in this game, or maybe there are secrets, but you're never really encouraged to look for them too much. The secrets you do find are so obviously placed that they're just slightly around the corner. Turn another one of these off. And let's think we're gonna just fight somebody. There's nothing up there to kill. And see, I don't think this is gonna be Mordecai.
Don't you think Pandora would be better without their scum? That's all I want to do. Clean up this planet. And that means I'm gonna kill bandits like you. Like the Bloodshots, like all those Crimson Raider idiots in Sanctuary. Hell. Oh man.
See,
Resistance needs the info Roland gathered on the vault. We know Hyperion wants it open, but we don't know why. If you rescue Roland, you might have a shot at stopping him.
like, Mordecai is the sniper character from the first game. I don't think he's going to be the guy in charge of the Bloodshots. See, this is a whirlwind of some sort. I think will kill you if you fall in it. And so the question is coming down to Where are people shooting me from? Where are enemies?
Here you got. Cover that one.
Can I get this guy on fire?
You'll pay for that. We got a live one.
So I think these guys are doing enough damage now that they're breaking my shield. It could be that my shield's pretty low. Like my main health seems to be somewhere around 2 or 4 times as high as my shield is, and usually speaking, I would kind of apply a little bit in the other direction. I'd like to have a much larger shield than health, because health is your backup health, frankly. Your shield is the thing that's constantly refilling. So many games are built around similar regenerating shield concept. But this game has a regenerating shield mechanic, and you need something because it integrates it well into the loot-based gameplay. I suppose I'm supposed to be running around here trying to take out everybody.
One shot! Roland's raiders are tearing us out! Their guns are just too damn good! But I've come up with a solution to this problem! Curses! Suck the hell up and stop dying all the goddamn time! And quit suggesting we buy guns from that Marcus Jagoff! He lives in Sanctuary, so he's just as much of a double-crossing, holier-than-thou jackass as Roland and his raiders!
Bury you with the rest.
So there is kind of a world building element here of some people in Pandora just not being willing to or capable of living within a structured society, a land of laws, per se. Could be they just didn't want to live under Roland's laws, but it could be that they didn't or couldn't live under anybody's. That would certainly be very, very true for the inhabitants of Pandora, as they are all, I think, affected by living on Pandora and driven crazy. The idea, I think, is this isn't generations and generations of living in a lawless land. I think a lot of the people were prisoner workers / slaves, whatever you call them, in the first place, and then they were abandoned by maybe Doll Corporation, which was the first corporation to land on Pandora. And before they found the vault, they were just mining for general materials. We got Mad Mike as a named character, and not anywhere near him. He seems to just be a guy with a Marauder, and that's exactly who I need to kill. Where'd he go? Come on.
I'm empty.
Come on. once we get back to Sanctuary, definitely going to upgrade. Is there a shop anywhere around here? Definitely gonna upgrade how many bullets I can hold, because that's a major thing. Let's see. I assume I fall down in here. Yep, it just kills you instantly. Worth testing out. There might have been an achievement or a challenge around that. Crazy. That was only $39. But because there's no bullet location.
Your eyes deceive you. An illusion fools you all. I move for the kill.
He's over there! Die!
Seriously? I'm just gonna... I blew myself up on that one. We haven't had too much of this, that's good. All kinds of challenges apparently have to use these tier door weapons more. Right. Hit him. Hit him. Hit him.
I am ready.
Second round. Switch over to our fire gun. And I think I may have already killed the other guy. So we're gonna run into Roland and rescue him, I guess? Maybe? And then we might just get teleported back to Sanctuary. Which will be alright, but a little weird, considering how there's just not been a completionist opportunity to run around so many areas. We've just mad dashed into so many sections, and even looking at the map, I wouldn't be surprised if I looked right now. I knew this was going to probably be a single, like, from the beginning to the end section, but yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if I had found that there were areas I had missed. See, that almost feels like that is a sub-boss that we just fought, not the final boss.
God damn it, Hyperion! I didn't get half my guys killed kidnapping the most wanted criminal on Pandora just so you can ignore me!
It seems weird that I killed a named character called Mad Mike. That was kind of just the middle point. Interesting. And this is more of the experience I expected to have throughout the whole game. Was a almost consistent amount of enemies. how can we turn the power off? There's a power line over there. Well, I shoot you with a bit of experience, right? No.
Just leave! Damn it! Shoot him! Shoot him!
Seems to go over that way.
Fire!
3 eyes.
Curses. Empty.
Still very low on bullets, but doing fine on guns. The inventory upgrades have paid off in spades, not having to do a ton of menu hero. Alright, just as I say that, there's one gun. Let's see. Do I have something that is particularly useless as far as value? Let's just drop that. Yeah, and drop that. And drop that. Take that. So the power is going through this area. And we're gonna go further down through that area. There's not too much more. I'm not even sure I'm gonna actually have to fight anybody, but we'll have to remember to come back and get the guns, because it would be kind of ridiculous not to. And I still think I'm at a point where I can just mark everything as bad. But we are certainly getting down to a level where that is not going to be the case. If I went maybe 1, maybe 2 more levels above what I am right now, increase my shield capacity and my reload speed. No, I think I still want to hold on to healing. What is this? Let's see, let's compare this to what we have. It would do more damage, be faster, do electric damage, and the radius is smaller. You know what? I think I will take that for a moment at least to do some electric damage. And let's see, shields. I doubt we're to the point where that'll make sense. And where are we as far as skill points? We don't have any more. We need 2 more, and then we could start getting a movement speed increase, which speeds up the game even more. Quests so far, we are making progress as we scroll through all of these. Frankly, doing all of these little quests and, well, challenges as they're called, are for the most part not even something I think you should look at too much. I think they should just happen. And we don't have any side missions, and it seems like we probably will level up to level 14. Maybe even level 15. We have a little bit more to go, and then we're going to exit from a different area than we entered. And another hour is down with this game. It's still playing pretty good. There are points, certainly when I was dying 3 times in a row, where it gets a little frustrating. You might get an exhausted sigh. I can definitely feel that by the time I've done all of the DLC once, I should be pretty burned out with Borderlands. Good news is that Borderlands 3 seems to be nowhere close to being released. As for the 1 versus 1 game that Gearbox is about to announce, I'll wait until I see it before I decide whether I'd actually want to play that. I'm not sure. Well, frankly, if it's a 1 versus 1 online game, it's not a game for me anyways. So I probably won't play it. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, give me a game or a gift card on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.